What you're about to hear is not suitable for children or immature minds, those that only perceive the world through a narrow and black and white lens. This is a message for anyone willing to see beyond the easy answers and the distractions constantly hurled their way. The incommensurability of language we are exposed to today is the product of algorithms designed to control our feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. These algorithms, guided and fueled by increasingly evident political polarization, aim to manufacture, manipulate, and exacerbate all possible social divisions, causing us to forget class consciousness and leaving solidarity in the dust. But this struggle for control isn't new. The manipulation of language and perception is not new. From the sophists in classical Greece who taught the art of persuasion regardless of truth, to the totalitarian propaganda of the 20th century in regimes like Nazi Germany and Stalinist Russia, controlling the narrative has always been a powerful tool to shape public opinion and consolidate power. George Orwell in 1984 and Aldous Huxley in Brave New World warn of societies where truth is molded and critical thinking is suppressed. Margaret Atwood in The Handmaid's Tale and Susan Collins in The Hunger Games show how control mechanisms can be subtler but equally effective, turning ignorance into submission and apathy into obedience. Our age's version of censorship, narrative control, and polarization are more sophisticated and insidious. Even basic cognitive skills are constantly challenged, and thinking deeply becomes an act of resistance. As the philosopher Immanuel Kant said, autonomy of thought is fundamental to freedom. Sapere aude. Dare to know. Dare to think for yourself. In this context, every conscious decision to analyze, question, and reflect becomes a philosophical and political act. Ignorance and prejudice are the real threat. Not all divergence in perspective stems from evil. More often, it is ignorance and indifference to the condition of others. Mental laziness, racial, classist, sexist, or xenophobic prejudices, and a lack of empathy generate deep divisions. Some people act consciously, proud of their stance, while others act unconsciously, shaped by an environment that normalizes inequality and discrimination. This is where authentic leadership comes in. One of its fundamental principles is discernment, knowing which battles to fight, understanding when to intervene and when to observe. It is not resignation, but a strategic wisdom, the ability to adapt without losing integrity and critical vision, using consciousness and empathy as acts of leadership. Every decision to question information, look beyond the obvious, and put oneself in another's shoes is an act of a personal leadership. As Hannah Arendt noted, thinking and judging are political acts that sustain freedom. Consciousness and empathy are not just moral virtues, they are the tools for navigating complex, polarized, and manipulated societies. Ultimately, understanding and reflecting on the incommensurability of language, the algorithms that shape our perception, and the polarization that divide us, allow us to regain autonomy over our thinking. This knowledge not only protects us from external manipulation, but also enables us to act with leadership, discernment, and social responsibility. I invite you to exercise critical thinking, challenge your biases, and cultivate empathy toward those who seem different. Reflect, analyze, and share this knowledge. Subscribe and join us on this journey toward deeper awareness, capable of facing the divisions of our era with wisdom, integrity, and authentic leadership. Thank you.